Hello, it's Mr. Blaze with another video. Today I'll be doing a Pittsburgh, it's a pre-Pittsburgh tier list. Pretty much just going over all the decks I believe people will be playing. I'm going to just rate them from S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier. S tier pretty much best means best deck of the format, what I believe is the best deck of the format. A tier is a deck I believe can win the tournament or it will be in the top cut. B tier has a chance and on the pilot. C tier, not unlikely, but you'll probably see a few of these early round day one. D tier, don't take. And if you see this should be an easy matchup because it's not a good matchup for it. Other than that, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you want to see more videos, and we'll jump right into it. Guaranteed Lost Box. This is the deck I play right now. I've been playing this deck before the deck became popular. It's A tier. People say it's the best deck of format. I have to totally disagree. It's not the best deck of the format. And the reason why it's not the best deck of the format is because of what the deck does. The When the deck goes off and wins, it does not brick. Best deck of the format. Best deck of the format. But when it breaks, it's BC tier. Like the whole thing about it is like, do you play water? Do you play Ready Greninjas? It really depends on to the opponent. Honestly, I play Ready Greninja for draw power, but I take out the water energy because you can bluff, but there's times you're gonna want that extra grass, that extra psychic, even the jet energy in a sense. And honestly, I don't believe Guaranteed Lost Box is the strongest. It's the best deck. I believe it's the strongest deck and like power stealing. It just really get to 10 and lost on and knock out opponents. But I don't think it's not strong. It's not the best. This is the best. Gardevoir, even though it does have a weak matchup towards Charizard, I think Gardevoir is just so much faster. It's set up what it does at Brick and Charizard. Like there's two Charizards. I'm talking. One of them is gonna go lower than expected. But Gardevoir is just probably one of the better. It's just one of the better decks. It's not even close. Way it plays the deck building it takes is you already know about 45, 50 to the card. The question is, do you play worker? Do you play less supporters, more supporters? How many stadiums do you play? Do you play reversal energy? Once you figure out how to play it and what the meta is, Gardevoir is easy because the S tier deck. It's an easy deck to like learn, to master, not so much. If you like a deck that's very consistent, go for it. It's not my type of deck, but I do like play with it a time to time. Lost Zone Box, A tier right behind Giratina. Even though this does have a favorable matchup, now I think with Dragonite being, it's good, but it's not as powerful as Giratina. Like plus stabilize just pop the no the comfy and man fees on the bench. It's one of those things where Losso box with it's a lot faster, but it does lose a lot easier than Giratina. Giratina is like once it gets rolling, there's no beating it. Charizard. This is Charizard Arceus. Like I recorded it earlier, then I re-record. I'm putting this build B tier. This is Charizard with Arceus, the Lost Box Charizard. I'm gonna get to it in a bit. This build is better. Arceus is like because Arceus you can put energy onto Arceus. The one main weakness with Charizard is pass. Giratina plays pass. Gardevoir can play around pass as well as Lost Zone. Pass to the peak is probably one of the most powerful cards in this format right now, and Charizard cannot play around it. It can if you build it a certain way, but that's not optimal for like a Pittsburgh regional. It's optimal for like a maybe a League Cup more challenge in local tournaments, but not a major 15 round top cut. But a deck that could play on the path and is on the rise. A ride on Flaffy B tier. I always put it in A tier. The one thing I had to remember is that Piranha Flaffy is very consistent when it sets up, but it is a lot worse than the next time I'm talking about. And the way it sets up, it's stronger because they can play on the pass. It gets his board set up, and they can put pass and just wait and chill a lot of times. And it can set up, if it gets the right setup, it can attack turn 2 and get an early knockout. Unlike Chien-Pao Caliber, where it can't, but that later it goes, the more setup it gets because all the water energy hit the discard pile. You got the super energy retrievals, the energy retrievals, super rods. As long as you get your pass bumps, Chien-Pao Caliber, it's the total opposite of Mariah and Fluffy. They play the same, but Mariah plays pass. Chien-Pao really can't. It can, but you kind of want to get that energy going each turn, and you can't if Chien-Pao is locked up because of passing the peak. And real quick before I go on to more meta decks, I'm gonna just put some decks I believe are just D tier. Arceus Gudra, Giratina, Chien-Pao, they go right through it, as well as Miraidon. Arceus Duraludon. Lugia is your only real threat, and honestly, Lugia can play right around Duraludon. Arceus Flying Pikachu, C tier. There's a lot of bumps. There's a lot of ways to switch monsters out of active. Active Destiny is okay. Arceus Umbreon, same thing. But is the issue with Umbreon? Everyone that's teching for Charizard is also teching for Umbreon. And not intentionally, but it's one of those things where it gets hit. Umbreon gets hit because of Charizard. Charizard is a Terra type. Is usually fire, but it's dark. And Umbreon is dark. And Umbreon gets caught in the crossfire because of what Charizard is. And Umbreon, it's 3 prize cards, and just 2 of those, it's a win. It's a win for the opponent. Arceus Vulpix, low B tier. Why I say this? Arceus Vulpix is in a situation where it catches a lot of people off guard because Vulpix says that your opponent cannot attack. Like once it uses his attack, it's like it's not Snowy Mirage, but the other attack that if it cannot be attacked by a Pokemon that has abilities. That locks out a lot of Pokemon. It shuts down some decks entirely. In Gudra Lost Box, if you're starting in the game and you don't want to go up to Giratina or Turbo just yet, start Gudra. Gudra and Giratina are opposite, and I'll probably have a video coming out soon about how these two are the polar opposite decks. But yeah, but the best Arceus deck, I'm gonna just jump right to it right now. Arceus Giratina, and I put that middle B tier. It's a not saying more consistent pass deck, but when it gets going, because it's pass judge. Once you get the Starburst going, it's literally just pass your opponent, judge them, use Trinity Nova. Trinity Nova gets 3 energy onto your Giratina to just keep it moving. Not too hard to play. It's when it doesn't set up. And the thing is too, I don't know why Arceus decks are not playing Battle VIP pads. I think that is a pivotal card you should play. Because the thing is, it's like, if you open Battle VIP pads turn 2, you can just Ultra Ball it away, or in a sense, just get rid of it. It's like, if you're an Arceus player, I would definitely recommend playing some kind of like Battle VIP pad, even if it's only a 3. But yeah, back to meta decks. Or matter of fact, no, I'm gonna finish the last two. Mew, this is colors Mew. Mew Genesect is colors Mew. Just Mew and Genesect. D tier, play feature Mew. Mew Genesect's not bad. It's slightly stronger. The issue is, Pass to the Peak just shuts you down because you only play like one. Mostly, you only play one Fusion Strike energy, and that's not enough a lot of times, and it's not worth it. Lugia's Archeops, I'm put at top of B tier. It loses to Mariah Fluffy, but it can play under Path once it gets his Summoning Star ability off, and It's just a deck that plays Snorlax, it plays Charizard, the Radiant Charizard. It's just one of those decks when it gets going. It's a monster, like face. It's just a beast. No pun intended. Italian Urshifu, bottom A tier or bottom A tier. This deck is the gatekeeper for decks that are like single prizes because this would just pick you right off. In a sense, it does lose to it like it. This deck does take a big brain. I mean, Lost Zone Box does too, but Italian Urshifu takes a big brain, and when I mean big brain, you have to know what you want to do. Probably a turn ahead. Sometimes you gotta know, okay, how do I get a knockout, or do I control my opponent enough where I can get 2, 3 knockouts in one turn? Yoga loop, get that. It's like sometimes you have to know when to knock out an opponent and put damage counters all over. So, all right, let me knock out the Manaphy first, and then let me just spread damage. It's one of those decks. If you're someone that's like a combo like deck, just turn your brain off like a Barada or Chip Out until it might not be for you, but you can test it. I would just be careful about investing high a lot of money to this deck. Like I would just pick up the basic cards, the low rarity. So this deck will be rotating out next year, just to give you a heads up. Another deck that part of it will be rotating out next year, Single Strike Lugia. Let me put it. Another deck, it's just like Lugia's Archeops. The difference is this plays Tyranitar, the Single Strike Urshifu, the Evital, the Star Jordan. And the biggest thing is it has multiple attackers that it can, take out. Like, of course, Barada. It can outpace Chip Out. It's 50-50 into a lot of decks. It does have a good matchup against Giratina, but Giratina just sticks ass on the field, and they don't have it out. Single Strike just instantly loses because it just can't play. It just can't play. Once Single Strike gets 20 prize cards behind, it's just too hard for it to come back. Fusion Mew. Okay. Fusion Mew. This is the deck that won Worlds, and this is the deck I chose. This is the deck I picked and said it was going to win Worlds. If you want to check out the video, I'll put that in the description. Like why I said Fusion Mew had a great chance of winning Worlds. This deck's just so consistent. It's cards that just stick to its old archetype. This matchup until Urshifu is great because you just like one shot the Single Strike Urshifu. That's two turns. You can just take that out. Then you can take out until Urshifu. They don't have a lot of high attack Pokemon until Urshifu. That's why Fusion Mew is a good matchup. Plus it plays the Fusion Strike Energy. That's me. It's just a lot easier to play on the pass. Because the energy makes it that the Pokemon that's attached to its abilities are not affected, and it's just nuts. The thing it is too is weak to Charizard, but Charizard takes so long to set up sometimes because it's a stage 2 rare candy deck that Fusion Mew can just out tempo it turn 2. Like if it goes first, it sets up, and Charizard is already like slightly behind. It's just it's a nightmare, and like I'm speechless because on how people are saying Charizard can just beat it. Charizard type wise beats Mew, but the way Mew plays, it's not an easy matchup as we thought it was, but it's a lot harder to play it too. Palkia, tier B tier, tier 2, whichever one you want to call it. It's right beyond Chimpow, Excalibur. I think the best version is the combination where you're playing like 1-1-2-2 Palkia with Bidoof, Barbaro, no Pidgeot right now, and I'm not sure when you'll see this. It's probably gonna be before I do Pidgeot video, but yeah, Pidgeot right now, unless your deck need actual searchers, Chimpow and Palkia don't need Pidgeot. I truly believe you just need consistency cards that don't lose the path. And Palkia is slightly weaker only because its early game is immaculate, but its late game, it takes a big brain, and if you want to play a water deck that's like big brain that makes you a lot better, Palkia. But if you want to play a deck where it's like once you figure out the combos and you know how to play around your opponent, then Pelbass Caliber. Not even close. Not even close. And Lost Box Charizard. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is C tier. It's D tier and not even close. These other Mew Arceus decks are only here, for filler. Lost Box Charizard, when it pops off, it's one of the best decks. The issue is this: you got 3 Charmanders, 3 Charizards, 3 Red Candies. You have 9 cards. You have 9 extra cards that, like, if Charizard was just like Charizard Veerson, you could put it into it'd be like 3, and you probably add and plus you have to add the fire energy. It takes up a lot of space. And now, of course, you don't need Barrage Gate. That's good. So you're able to take out Barrage Gate, but it's like now is you're at a point where Charizard Lost Box is really strong, it's really great, but when it don't go off, and when you're struggling, I would rather just play Lost Zone Tina or Lost Zone Box, or just play Arceus Charizard. Like, Lost Box Charizard is not it. And the reason why I say it's not it, because it's just, when you look at it, it's not the deck. It's not the deck you think it is. Overall, this is my tier list. Gardevoir is the best deck. If you play Gyarados, it might be the best deck online by stats and all that. But if you want to hear it from an actual Giratina player, Gardevoir is the best deck. When it sets up better than our deck. Overall, that's just my opinion. Let me know down in the comment section what deck you believe is the best deck. Do you agree with this list? Would you take off the Arceus decks because you think the Arceus are no longer valid? Let me know, man. Thank you for watching. Mr. Blanks for another video. And have a great day, everybody. Peace.